Welcome to your new home for football, where you'll get real international coverage from real football fans. We're talking Brighton, England, Birmingham, England, London, England, Glasgow, Scotland, Dublin, Ireland, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and St. Louis, Missouri. You'll get coverage from all the big time leagues. Join in on live day match watch-alongs. Enjoy live football debates. Nothing but all things football. Catch us live 8 PM UK time on Thursdays on all major platforms, or listen to us the next day on the Sports Social Podcast Network. This is Football Nation, your home for all things football.
Hello guys, this is Football Nation, your home for all things football. We've had a bit of a rebrand. How are you guys? We've got Gormy and Chris with us today. How are you guys?
Doing good.
All right.
Yeah, it's looking smart here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good. Big up Gormy with the rebrand. It's looking amazing. And yes, let's kick it off. So we'll go into the World Cup in a minute, but over to Gormy to say what we have planned for the upcoming future of the new Football Nations podcast.
So like Johnno said, we have gone through a rebrand, and it is a very big rebrand for us because starting in January, you guys are going to be getting content left, right, and center, whether it be the podcast here for you visual watchers for it or for audio listeners. You guys are going to be getting podcasts every week. If you guys want even more content from us, you guys will be getting videos almost every single day over on YouTube. And if you also have TikTok or platforms like YouTube with YouTube Shorts, you guys will be getting content there weekly as well. So there's going to be non-stop football content coming out your ears starting in January. So we are really, really excited to get that going. We're each going to be covering something different. So we're all going to be bringing something to the table that we think that all of you are going to find either interesting or really enjoyable. And it all starts next Monday, and everything will lead into January. And that is when everything really hits the ground running. So we're really excited to get the Football Nation side of things underway. And yeah, really looking forward to this new chapter for the podcast. And welcome to episode 1 of Football Nation.
Couldn't have put that better myself, Gormy. We also got some great guests lined up. I won't give anything away, but some journalists. We're going to try and get a referee on. We've got some big plans for guest-wise, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But today we are talking about the last 16 of the World Cup, and I'll throw you over to Chris for the first game of we're going to be talking about. Throw you over to Gormy, sorry, for the first game we're going to talk about, and that is Netherlands versus USA. Gormy, did you want to get us started on your beloved USA? Sorry.
Yeah, my beloved Dutchman, might as well be. I mean, I did watch the Netherlands in 2010. Love the power of the orange, but yeah, we got knocked out in the round of 16, which, I mean, from conversations that we've had off the pod and whatnot, you guys know that I kind of consider that to be essentially where I thought what we were capable of doing, and on our day potentially getting to the quarterfinal, which if Berhalter knew what he was doing, instead of just showing up and being like, all right, Louis, what do you got for me? How are you going to beat me today? That was essentially what happened. we didn't really show up to play like we did it against England. Some people think that we used a lot of what we had left in the tank against Iran, which it kind of did seem like that. We did have a little jolt of life late in the game, but I mean, there's only so much you can do so late. I think we left it too late on to try and get anything, and then they scored immediately again. So it's they had a plan and they executed it. We obviously did not.
Yeah.
Now
They've been looking really, really dangerous in Netherlands. They've scored a few.
Yeah, they look
cracking
very,
goals.
very solid.
I think under Louis van Gaal, they've got very good record since he went back there. They had a good record when he was there before.
Yeah,
and he's just brought that back, and he's got a really talented squad there.
yeah.
Which I
But
think
with the manager for the U.S., because what a lot of people don't realize is how many managers' contracts were up this summer. So managers that you're seeing leaving now probably would have been sacked anyways. But Berhalter, apparently, it's a 50-50 shot on if he's going to stay. A lot of us are hoping he doesn't. But then there's the brainwash ones that are like, oh, Greg's amazing. We definitely need Berhalter to stay. And it's like, no, if he wants to try his hand at club football again, go ahead, be my guest, and we can move on, which is what we need to do. I think that he has gotten us as far as he can. And if you continue with another cycle and keep him until the World Cup when it's here, hosted by us and then Mexico and Canada, I think that the same exact thing will happen. You want to progress, not stalemate. And it's going to get very, very stale under him if we continue with the same old. Because we did not have the same starting 11 once at the World Cup. And when you can't even figure out who's going to be your center back duo at the World Cup, you're not going to be able to get to quarters or semis, unfortunately. Because the one player that did play every single game at the World Cup was a 35-year-old from my city. So it's frustrating because you see the talent that's there, and you know that 3-1. You can look at it two ways. 3-1 is all right. That is a usual powerhouse in football, so we'll take that with how young of a side we are. Or all right, that was 3-1. We kind of embarrassed ourselves off the pitch, kind of. Which is borderline what happened with Berhalter, because I mean you look at what the media is saying over here, and it's like, yeah, we didn't show up, which is unfortunate. But I mean, Holland, aka the Netherlands, they did phenomenal. They look really good. I personally think whoever wins the Netherlands Argentina matchup is going to get to the final. So
yeah, I don't think I've got much to add there. But who, if Berhalter does leave, who would you like to come in?
Realistically, manager from the Philadelphia Union. I think that he is very, very good. Unrealistically, Pochettino, because he was asked by a reporter if he would dabble into international management, and he said, yeah, why not? And then they said, would it have to be Argentina? And he said, absolutely not. So he's open to managing other sides.
He's openly said he'd take the England job, isn't he?
Yeah. Which, I mean, he would basically just be taking it so that he can make sure Harry Kane can potentially win something So
yeah.
but yeah, I think that he would do pretty good with the young group that we have because it would be a 4-year cycle. It would be here. He would definitely be able to get something out of them, and that's what we want because they're all going to be in their prime. So
Yeah. Do you have anything to add on that, Chris?
Not really. I mean, obviously from the Scottish side of things, I was sad to see Cameron Carter-Vickers only get one game out of the USA team, but obviously Berhalter doesn't like the European style of football, but
he doesn't have Peacock available on his TV.
yeah, but that's. I mean, USA. We kind of did talk about that. We kind of covered the USA on the
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I think USA done is probably the best they could do, but if they had a more competent manager, they may have got a wee bit further.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyone, if anyone's got anything to add in chat, let us know. We are live on Twitch every Thursday, so you can catch us live if you are listening to us on the audio platforms. Next, we have Argentina 2-1 versus Australia. Yeah, Australia getting the goal, but Argentina just had too much for them. Messi's having a good tournament. Finally showing up in that World Cup.
Yeah, they didn't have too much for him. They just had Messi.
Yeah,
that's essentially how it is.
Yeah, he's having a really good tournament compared to he's not really lit it up yet at a major tournament. Obviously, he did it at Copa America. Yeah. Copa America, but not in a World Cup yet. So it's good to see. Did anything to add on this game, Chris?
Well, I kind of felt sorry for Australia. Did so well to get out of the group. Again, a young, hungry team. They obviously had a few injury problems before the actual competition, but I think Australia, give them their credit. They gave what they threw me. They came through. They played nice football. Mitch Duke getting a couple of goals. I seen Aaron Moy play some of the best football I've seen anyone play. But yeah, Australia came up against the Messi juggernaut. Basically, that's the goal he scored was simply sublime. But yeah. Is it time for Messi to shine in this World Cup? I hope so.
Yeah, we have got some comments.
Everyone does, kind of.
We've got some comments in chat. We've got our Boom, who's currently taking part in Roads to Legends. That Messi kid, kinda alright. FM Hub, our partners, are saying hi guys, hi Johnno, hi FM Hub. Chris, what is that?
Yes, it is, Ben. Yes,
name?
it is.
Yeah. It is. And yes, I know what this is about. I bet the famous Johnno from RTL the other night. So, yes, we will move on. And the next game is quite important, which we'll go on to later on. And that is France 3-1 against Poland. An injury-struck France team, but they still don't look any weaker for it. Great result against Poland. 3-1.
Yeah, I mean France look really good. And real quick with Australia, no, I don't think anyone thought that they would be able to finish level with the reigning World Cup champs on points, and then take Argentina to where they were. I mean, literally, Australia were moments away from being able to send that to extra time. So that was they were very impressive. I think the Socceroos are definitely onto something there, and hopefully they have a bright future in the game. But France, France is France. Let's just be honest. They're really, really good. But also, let's be honest, if they didn't have all of the players that actually aren't French on the team, they wouldn't be that great. But with who they have, they're unbelievable. I mean, you have the injuries that they do, and then it's like, oh, it's okay, we still have Mbappe, and it's like, yeah, I guess he's not that bad. So
you've got one of the best strikers in the world in Benzema out, and then they've not even missed him with Giroud, who's on fire for France. So they're into the next round. Great result. Poland, I thought. Did you expect a bit more from Poland in this tournament? Obviously, they've got
when they're playing France, absolutely not. I mean, Lewandowski can only do so much. There are some quality players in that Polish side, but you look at Poland next to France plus the best 11 from Africa that they have.
Yeah.
And not many countries can get anywhere near them. I would say one of the ones, when the whole squad is healthy, that can is Brazil.
Yeah.
Because I honestly think that this matchup with France and England, it's either going to be close or it ain't going to be pretty. Because France are just that deep. Like you're missing Benzema and Cuckoo, and it's like no one even notices.
On that flag.
Like no one even notices. So that they're really, really good.
Do you know, right? So let me start with France. France, best team in Europe at this moment in time. And they've got so many players out injured. If France are to ease past England on Saturday, Mbappe is going to tear Harry Maguire a new one, and so will.
Hey, but apparently Harry Maguire has been preparing for this game for 2 years.
No,
according to Southgate. They have an Mbappe plan, Chris.
It's gonna work.
Jesus, I'm quaking in my boots. The thing is, no,
it's gonna be Kyle Walker's pocket.
Is
that the same Kyle Walker that was torn to arse paper against when PSG played them in the Champions League not too long ago? Is that the same one? I'm gonna go full Scottish here. The arrogance from England is embarrassing sometimes.
Oh no, yeah, for sure. But FM Hub does have a good point. Where was Scotland at the World Cup, Chris?
Yeah, we didn't qualify because we got beat up by Ukraine. I mean, that's simple as. But what was the last time when Scotland played England at Wembley? What was the score? Oh yeah, that's right. You couldn't beat us. You couldn't break down a Scottish team. The last time at Hampden, you
can't beat us either. It's
exactly. They can't play USA. They can't play teams that's sitting against them because they are poor. Harry Maguire is terrible. Harry Kane's been woeful this tournament as well. I'm sorry, but this England team, I don't think it's great at all. They've got two good players, and Phil Foden and Jude Bellingham. That is it. They've got nobody else.
I mean, a much better center back has been sitting on your bench. Plus, I mean, why not play for Kyle Tomori?
Yeah, I do agree on Tomori, and I've said I understand the situation. Anyway, I think that's the perfect segment to go on to the next game, which is England 3-0 against Senegal.
Senegal were cheated.
Honestly,
I know people say the opponents,
Sadio
but we are top goal scorers in the tournament. I know the opponents we've been against, but the stat doesn't lie. We are top goal scorers.
I mean, it's because of the Iranian game. That's literally why you guys still gave up 2.
I mean,
last I checked, we didn't get scored on by them.
I mean,
you and Wales both did.
England have not played anyone yet. This is their first big test on Saturday. You've played, I mean, no offense to USA, you couldn't score against USA. You let 2 goals against Iran, and
We played an MLS center back against you guys.
and Wales. Wales are there just to make up the numbers, just like Qatar as well.
Yeah.
The goals that England scored, John Henderson goal was a cracker. But
that goal from Kane was good.
He couldn't miss. He couldn't really miss. I mean,
At Tottenham, he can.
but the thing is, right? England, they've kind of cruised through the groups and into from the last 16 into the quarterfinals. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Like 100%. And if they didn't, Southgate would definitely need to be out of a job. But at the rate that these managers are going right now, if they don't win the thing, he's out of a job.
I think so. Yeah.
I think that the expectations are so unrealistically high. It's crazy. Like I am gonna say it. I don't care how it comes off. I think England feel that they are owed a World Cup.
Yeah.
I honestly feel that no one's owed anything. You got to work very, very hard for everything that you achieve or have in life. And England feel that they're owed a World Cup because they are the creators of the game. And they haven't won one in how long has it been, Johnno?
63.
Yeah. I think it's going to be 64. So it's
1963, not
67. So 66 is won it.
66, yeah.
I mean, it's all right. So it's coming up on 60 years.
Yeah.
So it's there needs to be some realism because it's like the Belgian side. That is how I see this English side. You guys are old now with that group. You need to have that new generation really start taking over if you're to be seen seriously, because having Phil Foden not playing is ridiculous. Having Bakao, the front three, or if you want to play a front four, since you guys think you guys are really good at scoring goals because you put 6 past Iran. You have, for a front four, you have Rashford, Kane, Foden, and Saka.
Yeah.
Because your front three in the future is going to be Foden, Rashford, Saka.
Yeah.
So it's you guys got to kind of be more realistic. If you guys won the World Cup, fair shout. Awesome. Amazing accomplishment. But realistically, coming up against a French
very
side,
unlikely, but
that is much deeper than you guys. And they are without their top striker who just won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
And they're without Christopher Nkunku, who's going to Chelsea for a ludicrous amount.
Yep. And I'm still missing Pogba.
And they still got freaking Mbappe and Olivier Giroud, who is equal with Thierry Henry now.
He's now overtaken Thierry Henry.
He has. All right.
Yeah.
His last game that he overtook him.
Yeah, the most beautiful man in the world might tear you guys a new one this weekend. So
I mean, this is what I said on Munzie's podcast last night. Put Giroud against Maguire. There's only one winner, and it's Olivier Giroud. Maguire can't handle.
Put Mbappe against Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire's gonna look like Phil Jones.
He already does without the faces.
Well, he reminds me of the ice guy from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. If you've seen those, dude, he reminds me of him. I literally one time put a photo side by side. I'm like, yep, he is the ice guy from Rudolph.
You wait. if we somehow beat France, I can't wait for next week.
You'll need a miracle.
If you guys do beat France, then it is your guys' year. And it'll all be because of the cat that Kyle Walker found, I'm pretty sure.
Moving on, guys. The next game was Japan 1-1, and Japan won. Croatia won. Croatia winning on penalties, and what a game! Japan taking it to the wire against a Croatia team that's not as good as it used to be. We've spoken about it before. They are dropping off slightly.
Japan, they're like Belgium and England.
Yeah,
they're older.
Yeah. Japan are having a really good tournament. Had a really good tournament for what
Japan looked unreal. There's going to be a lot of players, I think, from Japan, from South Korea, from Australia that get looks because honestly, Australia shouldn't have been anywhere near where they were. They did absolutely unbelievable to do what they did because the entire team is worth less than someone that was on the bench for Argentina and Angel Correa. So, I mean, the Japanese team, you got a bunch of them that play in the Bundesliga, which shows that the Bundesliga sides know what they're doing recruitment-wise. South Koreans, a bunch of them play in the Bundesliga as well or in La Liga. I mean, Japan, they were phenomenal. I mean, it also proves that you don't need the tallest goalkeeper in the world because Belgium have a 6'6" goalkeeper and they're out, whereas Japan, I think their goalkeeper is either 6 foot or 5'11", maybe even 5'10", and he is now my spirit animal because he is absolutely unreal. Like the saves he was making was fantastic. So Japan did themselves proud. When they got home, I think it was yesterday, they landed. The welcome that they got
I can imagine
from everyone was incredible. They were visibly upset because they felt that they could have done more. They felt that Livakovic or Livakovic, however you say it, he was a man possessed in the penalties. But which, by the way, does no one know how to take a pen anymore?
Nope.
It's been really bad.
We might come on to that as well.
But Japan, I think they did themselves proud, and they were moments away from a quarterfinal.
Yeah, they definitely deserved it, I think.
And Croatia, this is their last go-around because, I mean, this has been the Luka Modric era. Next up is the Jasko Vargil era, and it's going to be very, very different. So they need to be prepared to not be one of the heavy hitters, but be a pretty consistent national team, but not be one of those heavy hitters for the next generation. I personally don't think. If they have some up and coming top talents, sure, because I'm sure that Dinamo Zagreb is going to keep on producing talents left, right, and center. But it should be interesting to see how Croatia does in the quarters. But yeah, Japan that is how a team should perform.
Yeah. And another team who is performing is Brazil 4-1 against another team who's run a really good tournament in South Korea. And can I shout out South Korea's goal for a minute? As good as Brazil was, that was a cracking goal by South Korea.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Another team who's had a really good tournament, very similar to Japan. And I think Brazil just has
the power of anime almost gave us a all anime quarterfinal, and I would have been so happy.
Yeah.
I wonder where I've heard that before, Gormy.
I know.
I can't put my
it was
finger
almost
on
like
it.
it was on a watch along.
Exactly.
Which you guys can check those out over on YouTube.
Exactly. But all I need to say is the Samba party still keeps on drumming. Brazil looked outstanding.
And they have injuries as well.
Exactly. They've got, obviously, Jesus out, Teles out as well.
Yeah.
But Jesus is going to be out longer because he has to get surgery.
Yeah,
they didn't think that he was going to have to get surgery, and now he has to get surgery.
Yep. I mean,
but
Arsenal are
that's
going to need to replace him in January.
not replace him. What are you
No,
talking
like
about?
competition. I mean, like replace him for the rest of for those 3 months. They're going to have to get
because
someone in January.
Nketiah in it.
yeah.
But
But Brazil, the goals that they scored, I mean, the Richarlison for the third goal, set up by two centre backs, Marquinhos and Thiago Silva. It was,
yeah, I don't think England can do that.
nah. I mean, see, the thing is with Brazil, they kind of they started off kind of slowly. They built themselves up. That the other night against South Korea, that was probably Brazil at their close to their best.
Yeah,
It will be scary to see what their best is, and I kind of feel sorry for Croatia because they're going to come up against a different animal in Brazil in the last.
Do you think Brazil is going to be able to hit their best though?
I think so. Yeah.
This tournament, you do?
Yeah, I think they will. I think there may be one player short of completeness.
Just dominance.
Yeah, just absolute sheer dominance, and I know he scored for Brazil, but I don't like Paqueta in that role. I'd rather have someone different. Like, I mean, him and Casemiro worked well together, but there's something. I mean, I'd like a Gomares.
I like the player, but I think it's the right role. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I like a Gomares in there who can also do that role, but also can defend, because I don't think Paqueta can defend as well as Gomares can do.
Yeah,
and him and Casemiro kind of would work, or when he's playing beside Casemiro at Man United, he looks terrible, but when he plays for Brazil, and I'm going to talk about Fred, it's a completely different Fred, which is strange. But maybe him or Gomares, but
not really strange, because he definitely. I mean, when certain players put on that jersey for their nation, they are completely different.
I mean, look at Richarlison.
Yeah.
he can't score. He can't score on a month of Sundays for Spurs, but he's scoring goals, crazy goals for Brazil.
But even at his age, though, Casemiro is proving he's the type of player we've needed for years in that holding role. We've not had that proper hold for so long.
Yeah, you guys get him for 2 years.
Yeah,
at his best.
Yeah. So we've needed that for years, and I think hopefully we can get someone else in as well for competition for him to like replace him eventually. But
it'll be Frankie De Jong when Barcelona go bust.
Or someone from Juventus when they get relegated, which we'll say for another podcast. And next we have Morocco 0, Spain 0, Morocco 3-0 on penalties. The Spanish crashing out the tournament. Enrique's lost his job or stepped down. They didn't say he was sacked. He stepped down. I think he's a good manager. He's not a bad manager, but he stepped down today, Enrique, and they've got the under-21s manager, who's apparently you said managed about 80% of the team. You said,
yeah, like 70% at least. I mean, you think of how young that side is now, and it's like, all right, have someone that knows them, because that's obviously going to get the best out of them at the next World Cup, at the Euros in Germany, as well. And I mean, Luis Enrique
that's very
essentially he got sacked. Like you said, like he essentially got sacked. His contract was up soon, so he stepped down. But I mean, you hear that his contract's up soon and then he's stepping down. It's like, okay, so he essentially just got sacked. It's the same thing with Roberto Martinez and a couple others. And I mean, I think it's kind of brash. Spain, I definitely think have a very, very good side with how young they are.
Yeah, I think in a few years, I think 4 years, I think potentially the next World Cup.
They're going to be very dangerous. Very dangerous.
I'll ask a question to you two guys. Right? Do you think Spain need to change the way they play to match the modern game? No, to match the modern game, because it's more high press than anything nowadays, and the tiki-taka does not work.
I think maybe a modern.
That's how they are now, though. That
maybe
is how it's gotten ingrained.
Yeah,
in all of them.
Maybe a more modern style of, for example, Pep he still goes his tactical style, but he's evolved it since he went from Barcelona. Maybe they need to do something similar to that going forward.
Because you look at
I think Enrique could have done, because he's under that mold of Pep.
But yeah, but I don't think Enrique could have done that, because if you think of it, majority of his players played for Barcelona, and they still try to play that kind of same way, and it's not working for Barcelona as well. And Xavi, that's all the way Xavi knows how to play football as well. So, I mean, you look at Real Madrid, they've evolved their style of play around the players that they've got.
Yeah.
The power of the eyebrow at Real Madrid.
That was the Italian way or the highway. But yeah, I think I actually fell asleep during this game because I was bored to tears. But I woke up for the penalties, and like Gormy said, can no one take a penalty these days? I mean, Luis Enrique said they took 1,000 penalties to practice before this game. Was there no goalkeepers in the goal, or was it a 2-year-old child that was in goal? Because those penalties were terrible. The only one that kind of was unlucky was Pablo Sarabia's. That was unlucky because he hit it nicely, but he just hit the post. What was Busquets thinking? Literally, your most experienced player. What are you thinking? And then Hakimi has the audacity to Panenka and then do the him and Sergio Ramos' celebration together.
Yeah.
That was complete bullshittery. Absolutely, and I love it.
Do you think Spain would have done better if they did take Ramos? Obviously, there's that Barcelona link that Enrique was questioned about.
Dude, no. It's like, yes, veteran leadership wise, but I mean, I just want to know how you go from putting up what they do 7 in the first game to sacking your manager a week later, basically.
Yeah. That was
so that's why I'm saying I think it's a bit brash, but no club, no national team has any patience for anything anymore. They expect results immediately, even if it's unrealistic. They expect results immediately. Yeah, that's why I've been saying if England don't win the World Cup, Southgate's gone. So, like that's essentially how it is. He's either going to be the hero you guys all hope he can be, or he's going to be the fraud that everyone knows that he is because he chokes all the time.
Do you think he's obviously he won? He did well with the under 21 the youth team before he got the England job. Do you think that's a very similar situation where the guy coming in at Spain is doing really well with the Spanish team and won something there, same as Southgate with the under 21s team? Do you think that's similar things Spain are looking at? Do you think they could have similar problems in the future?
Yes and no. In my opinion, which I'm American, so no one cares.
We care.
But I think that Spain's future is blindingly bright.
I agree.
With this group that's coming through. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see if everything translates, and if they can repeat their success, which with how good all these kids are already, and they're nowhere near their prime, imagine them in 2026.
Yeah.
They're going to be ridiculous.
I don't think the Euros will be there yet, but I think they'll be challenging there around about the World Cup, the next World Cup.
The only thing I would say regarding about Spain and their future, they've not got any real good centre backs.
Yes, that's same wavelength.
Yeah,
That is literally the weak spot is their center backs.
I mean,
I was about to say Torres was talked about so much last year.
Pau
That
Torres,
Pau Torres, but he's dropped off a little bit.
The thing is, I mean, Pau Torres, I mean, what is it, 24, 25, I think he is. He's still got time on his hands. But you're playing Rodri, who's a holding midfielder for Man City, playing at centre back with Laporte, who's not even Spanish, he's French. But the thing is, Laporte is a good player. Don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against Laporte. I think he's a fantastic player. But again, age is catching up with him as well. But so you look at, I mean, yeah, their forward line, midfield to front, the front four, front five, whatever you want to call it, looks blindingly amazing. But defensively and the goalkeeper situation as well.
Goalkeeper is going to be fine. Your goalkeepers can play till they're friggin' 30.
What I'm saying is, if you don't know who your number one keeper is, because Unai Simon isn't the greatest with his. I mean, Enrique said he's good with his feet. Did you watch the game against Morocco? He almost scores 3 goals.
Yeah, I'm not sure on him. We've been linked with him, and I'm really don't know how it happens.
Well, the thing is, they're expecting to find that next kick Casillas immediately, and kind of luck into what Italy have with Donnarumma, having Donnarumma immediately after Buffon.
Yeah,
it's going to be the same thing with Belgium. Once Courtois is done, you're not going to have a Courtois immediately again.
No,
it's going to take time to find that keeper. Whether he is 2 years away from being discovered, 4 years away from being discovered, they will find him.
How do you think they replace Busquets in that?
Busquets?
Yeah.
I mean, do you look at Gavi or Pedri to be that kind of linchpin?
Absolutely not. There is another Barcelona player though that can do it. His name's Nico.
Is he good enough to be Busquets' replacement though?
It'll be 4 years' time to be able to tell.
I suppose, yeah.
But they're going to be really freaking good, and a lot of them are coming through Barcelona, which,
as usual,
hopefully we have a pod in the future talking about Barcelona, because how I think they should go about it is having like a full Spanish side, because of like if they want to get back to where they need to be, they should focus on Spanish talent and just be realistic about everything instead of bringing in old heads. But I mean, it's you got Ansu Fati, Pedri, Gavi, Alejandro Balde's his name at left back.
Yep.
I mean, that's 4 right off the top of my head that are going to be world class.
Ferran Torres as well.
Yeah. I mean, and he can play winger, center attacking mid, striker. He can do anything you need him to do.
Yep.
Essentially, Ansu Fati can do the same. I mean, like I said earlier, and like Chris said, basically, like their future is very bright. Morocco, though, take nothing away from what Morocco is doing in this World Cup, because every single World Cup since 2010, there is a smaller footballing nation that does really well and gets to the semis. And that is exactly what I think they're going to get. You don't think so, Chris?
No, I was annoyed because Hakim Ziyech is getting further than I thought he was going
to. People need to put respect on that man's name, because he is a quality
player. I mean,
people just expect so much out of people when they go to English clubs. And when you have managers that honestly don't know how to use players right, because they don't at Chelsea.
No, the thing is with Ziyech, I think Ziyech, I mean, the reason
why he has one of the most beautiful passes I've ever seen in my life.
From Ajax against Spurs, I think it was. Yeah. But the reason why, I mean, you see, he's been given a new lease of life with Morocco. He retired from international football as well before the World Cup, and then came back
because the manager.
Yeah, because of the manager. Yeah, and take nothing away from the manager. The manager plays him the way he should be played. But I think it's more of his work ethic. When you're playing in the English game, you expect a more kind of tougher work ethic than you do at international level.
It's up here.
Yeah,
it's mental.
Yeah,
and playing in England, playing in Spain, you gotta be very, very, very mentally strong.
Yep.
Because it's not necessarily the fans, it's not the managers, it's the media.
Yeah,
the media.
Yeah,
will do whatever they can to get a story.
They'll hound you, yeah. But take nothing away from Morocco. Nordin Amrabat was playing for Watford not too long ago.
Yeah,
and now he's in the quarterfinals of the the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Morocco, they are something special this year.
Yeah.
I was actually speaking to my dad, and obviously I was born in South Africa. That's where I was born. One was conversation about why. Obviously, every year we're saying that some smaller South African African nation are going quite far, and I said to the question to my dad. Obviously, he grew up more with the older South African national team in 1990s. That was quite good, a lot better than they are now. And obviously, South Africa being one of the bigger countries in the continent, why they're not up there with your Moroccos, with your Senegals and stuff like that. And it's just basically that they're just not pumping the money into the South Africans version of the FA, whatever it's called.
I think that people need to take the African nations much more seriously.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, they are very, very good. This is the game that they live for. I mean, when you look at world rankings, and this is because world rankings don't make any sense to me, how Belgium has been as high as they have been for so long, and they haven't won anything. Senegal win the AFCON, which is one of the toughest competitions to win, with how much quality is in the continent of Africa player-wise.
Yeah.
And they aren't a top 4 side.
Yeah, no.
Like, Sadio Mane is a big piece of that team. But I think if Sadio Mane is in that side, England are scared.
Because
I really do. Because what has Sadio Mane done to every single person in that defense? Made them look silly. So I think African nations definitely need more respect on their name when it comes to football, when it comes to a lot of things, really. And I think Morocco is definitely showing that, because every World Cup now, unfortunately, the one in Russia, that is the one excuse you can say, oh, they all underperform there. But besides that, the African nations are balling out, dude. They're balling out.
For the resources they have compared to a lot of the other big nations, they are smashing it.
I mean, it used to be the kind of Ivory Coast and Egypt and all that kind of stuff, but now you can
Nigeria.
Nigeria. You kind of see a momentum shift to like Egypt, now Morocco,
Senegal.
Ghana as well.
Dude, don't bring up Ghana. Ghana is they are our bogey team. We can't do anything against them ever. Ghana's produced some of my favorite players, though. I love the Ayew brothers.
Yeah,
being a Swansea fan. So
I mean, obviously you got Inaki Williams now playing for them as well. But I mean, I think, like you said, the African teams do not get enough credit they should do, and. But if you then think on it, right?
They're starting to produce some of the best players in the world.
Yeah. But then you look at that French team. How many of these players?
How many of them should actually be playing for them?
Exactly.
But it ain't just them, Chris.
Yeah.
It's the man right here as well. England. they have plenty of players as well.
Yep, exactly. Look at Callum Hudson-Odoi sitting there doing nothing, and he can play for England, or I think it's Ghana, is it? Johnno, put that flag down.
But I mean, Dele Alli can play for Nigeria.
Well, can he actually play football anymore?
Sterling.
Sterling could have played for Jamaica.
Yeah.
Bukayo Saka, I think, is Nigeria as well.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
Ivan Toney as well. They've got players. Yeah.
There's so many players that are on England, that are on France.
Yep.
That you take them like Paul Pogba, N'Golo Kante, Kylian Mbappe Lotin. That is the only French part of his name. So I mean, you go down the list of a lot of these national teams and the African players that are in them. Even Germany with Jerome Boateng. Yep. I mean, there's so much talent coming out of the continent of Africa. It's crazy.
Yep,
it is crazy.
I agree.
And people need to be put on notice. And Morocco is putting people on notice that African nations, they're not messing around. They're not just here for a party. They are here for, okay, we're going to try and go as far as we can, push these top nations and show that Africa is a serious footballing continent, which it is. I mean, we saw that in 2010 with how good of a tournament that was.
Yeah.
I mean, and you see the African nations do well in 2014. Unfortunately, 2018, not the greatest turnout. But, I mean, the AFCON, I think, is up there with the Euros with how difficult it is.
Yeah, definitely.
It is very, very difficult because, I mean, the Copa America isn't like it's literally down like 3 to 4 countries. Sometimes Uruguay, sometimes Colombia, and then it's Argentina and Brazil. That's it.
Yeah.
Chile when they were on it. But then in North America, it's either the US or Mexico. It's no one else. I don't care how good Canada is because Alphonso Davies he's African as well. You can hear it in his voice.
Yeah.
Because his parents are, I don't know where they moved over from, but like they all have that accent. And that's what I mean. Like they are producing so much good talent out of Africa. You see it with Morocco. Achraf Hakimi is one of the best attacking defenders in the world.
And he's also Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he could have played for either one.
Yeah, because Hakimi was born in Madrid. But for Alphonso Davies, he was born in Ghana.
Yeah. Of course he was. So, I mean, like, it's that Morocco is doing the whole continent of Africa proud because people are being put on notice that they have this talent. And if France win the World Cup again, they should definitely do a tour in Africa because they definitely owe it to them.
Yeah. We will move on to the last game now, which is Portugal versus Switzerland. And that was 6-1 to Portugal, to a game that everyone thought was going to be a lot closer than that. Ronaldo dropped. Piers Morgan interview part 3 coming soon. On the national team. He's going to throw the national team manager under the bus. But Ramos, what a game. What a performance.
I mean, Switzerland's in the same boat as Belgium. They're older now.
Yep.
Yeah.
They are. They have some youngsters like Brill Donald and Bolo, Nico Elvedi, but Jan Sommer's only going to be able to stop so many shots, and he already just had the record this season already in the Bundesliga, which I watched that game. That was absolutely insane. He was unreal. But I mean, do you really expect a really, really aging Switzerland side to take a Portuguese side that is that freaking good and that young now distance?
It's very, very good Portugal squad.
It's so good that you don't have to play Ronaldo.
Yeah.
And they win 6-1.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't have much more to add on that, but yeah.
I don't think anyone needs to, because like they were just dominant.
Yeah, they were destroyed.
I think Switzerland just they went. I think that was about the level, the round of 16. Didn't really impress me at all. But like you said, they're getting on a bit. But
yeah, it would have been the same thing for like a Denmark. Denmark is around a 16 team now too.
Yeah, it's another team.
The only
a bit more from
the only side out of like, because there's like tiers to the European nations, like Switzerland, Denmark. They're like that second tier for like talent wise. Then you also have like Norway. Norway, I think, would be the team that could get out of the round of 16, but they aren't even at the tournament, unfortunately. So they're kind of that second tier leading side now, as Switzerland and Denmark are starting to age. Another side that is going to be pretty good is Sweden as well.
Yeah, some good young players coming through.
So that there will be a changing of the guard there, where Norway and Sweden are going to be the ballers instead of Denmark and Switzerland. Because Switzerland, it was the Euros that they did really freaking good. Denmark, Euros did really freaking good. So it's you look on paper, or even just watching, you can tell it's worlds apart between Switzerland and Portugal now. Whereas 2 years ago, or a year ago,
year
ago, they didn't seem that far away. But in a year's time, holy crap!
Yeah, definitely. And that moves us on to the next part of the stream today, where we're going to predict the last 8 of the competition. So, the first game we have is Croatia versus Brazil.
No, I was like, Canada made it to the quarterfinals. Okay, did you know that, Chris?
Croatia.
They must have a whole lot more African players I didn't know about.
Croatia versus Brazil. Did you want to get started on this one, Chris? What's your predictions? Croatia versus Brazil.
I'm going to say a comfortable victory for Brazil. I'm going to say 4-0 to Brazil. Yeah,
I love how everyone goes with these like high scoring.
No. The thing is, I think Croatia's aging team against the pace of Brazil is too much for them.
Yeah, but they know that they're gonna have to put their everything they have on the line.
I just don't think
4-0 I think is a little too much. 2-0 I think would be more like it for a comfortable win.
I think the way that Brazil have been warming up, I think if they can stop Richarlison and Neymar producing, they've got a good shout of maybe getting some. But I just think the way that front four changes, like with Vinicius Junior, Neymar, Richarlison, what's the boy who played on the right hand side for them? Rafinha as well. Yeah. That the way they interchange, not all of them are always up. Like Richarlison not always up front. Neymar, could be Rafinha, it could be Vinicius Junior.
Just a modern style of football. Yeah, it's just that front three is just interchange.
It's scary.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 3-0 Brazil.
I'm gonna go 2-0.
Next, we have the Netherlands versus Argentina. I think this is going to be a cracking game.
which you can watch watch along with us on
Yes.
Friday evening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You've got the dream team again of Chris and Boom.
Yep.
The watch along dream team.
He is my Alan Smith as I am Martin Tyler.
So as Gormy, did you want to get started on this one? What do you think of Netherlands versus Argentina score will be?
I gotta flip a coin for it, dude. I think either side can win it.
Definitely.
If Argentina, like I said earlier, whoever wins this game, I think will be in the final.
I agree.
Well, I'm going to throw this one to you, Gormy, quickly.
Mhm.
The semi-final could be Brazil versus Argentina. So there you go.
If Messi gets to a semifinal, there ain't no way he's going home. Is the thing. There ain't no way he's going home. That entire side would make. Emi Martinez will go out there with war paint on his face to make sure that he does not go home. But whoever wins it, I think is definitely going to get to the final. I think the Netherlands can beat Brazil. I think that Argentina can beat Brazil. I think Brazil can beat anyone, but those two teams, player-wise, managerial-wise, can unpick Brazil.
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
they
give us the score, Gormy. What do you think the score's going to be? Cool it.
I think it goes extra time, and someone wins 3-2.
I think it goes to penalties.
I don't know who, but someone's going to win 3-2 in extra time.
I think it goes to penalties.
I'm going to say
118th minute goal.
I agree. It goes to penalties, and the Netherlands win after a 2-2 draw. It goes to penalties, and the Netherlands are through.
Nah,
and Messi is crying on the side.
just like France, just like Harry Kane's going to be in Saturday.
That laugh.
Moving on. So next we have Morocco versus Portugal, and I think everyone knows who we're going to back here. Gormy, who do you think? Morocco or Portugal?
Morocco. I think Morocco is they got something, and there's so much because Ronaldo's Ronaldo. The media are doing whatever they can to stir up anything while he's at Man U, while he's with Portugal, whatever it may be. The media are the enemy of that side. And if it gets in their heads, they're done. If you're Portuguese, you hope that 6-1 performance carries over. If you're Morocco, you hope that you can really, really take on a top side again and give them everything you got and get to the semis. Because this is already a miracle run from them. If you believe in miracles, try and keep it going. That's what they got to do.
Well, it is the season of miracles, as it is nearly Christmas time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you need to, but before the game, just listen to the "Do You Believe in Miracles" call for 1980 U.S. hockey team. Just listen to that. Morocco will be ready to go through a wall. I think that Morocco can win it. I don't know if it'll be on pens, like if it's going to be a stalemate and they win it, but they'll win it by a goal.
I'm saying Morocco win 2-1.
I agree. I do tend to agree with both of you, which is unusual. But the thing is, see with Morocco, like Gormy said, they'll put up that wall, they'll build a wall, and it'll be up to Portugal. Can they break it down?
Yeah.
Or is there going to be a bit of magic from either a Ronaldo or a Ramos or a Fernandez to break Morocco hearts? But I'm going to say 1-0 to Morocco. I think-
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
either going to be a stalemate and they go to pens, or they win by a goal, and it'll be like 1-0, or Johnno said 2-1.
Yeah.
Like they'll win by a goal.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean,
Right.
but Benu, their goalkeeper, Sevilla have
Bono.
a
It's Bono.
Bono. Oh,
It's Bono. It's as in from you two. It's like Bono.
yeah. Of course you would know that. You and Boom. But he's a special talent, and Sevilla have a good talent on their hands.
Yep.
Yep. And yes,
Knowing
so,
Sevilla, they'll win the Europa League, and then all right, we're gonna sell you now.
Yeah.
we need another group to come in and help us win the Europa League.
And the next one we have England versus France. It's coming home, boys.
No, it's not. Stop
You'll be
putting
coming
that
home.
flag up. Stop
coming.
putting that
It's
flag
free.
up.
It's free. It's free one, guys. I'm calling it.
You put
Coming
that
home.
up again, I'll throw that in the Boston Harbor.
I'm going to say 4-0 to France. England going home, crying on the Ryanair plane back home. It's not coming home. They're coming home, crying. And on one more thing, why is Raheem Sterling going back out to the camp?
His family just got robbed at gunpoint.
Exactly. Has he got? I hope he's got a return ticket for Saturday. I mean, because that's what's going to happen.
I don't know why you would go home, help your family through a traumatic experience like that, and then go, all right, I'm dipping again. See you guys in a week.
A week. That's been kind.
Yeah.
But it's France are just too good.
Yep,
they're too good.
England
Literally, this is like a Prem All-Star side playing a championship All-Star side. Can you guess which one's the championship All-Star side, Johnno? Because it ain't France.
France.
It ain't France.
You do know that Mbappe has literally outscored every single one of your strikers year on year in the Champions League.
Everywhere.
And
But he
everywhere.
also, no offense to any French people, but he plays in Liga.
Yeah.
But he's still,
And he's on the best team there.
but still,
Yeah.
They did manage to lose the league one year, though.
Exactly. But what I was also going to say is that Mbappe was he 21, 20 or 21, isn't he? He scored 32 times for France. He's literally their third top goal, closing in their third top goal scorer, and he's 21.
It is crazy.
So
This two-year plan better work, Johnno. If not, you know who's sacked in the morning.
Well, the last 2 times we've played, United have played.
it's not United.
No,
Yeah.
but
It ain't United. If it was, you guys would have even more problems.
Rashford knocked him out twice in the Champions League.
And Rashford ain't the whole team, bud.
He's gonna do it again.
Guess what happened to Man U after that? Yeah, they didn't make it to the final.
Yeah, I know, but
Well, like I told you the other day, I forgot that you guys were a Champions League side once.
No, realistically, Johnno, do you think you can win?
I think we got a chance.
He's backed in a little bit now because it's been kind of
the same chance that we had at beating the Netherlands. That's the chance you guys have.
Yeah, I personally think France.
They get it's realism, logic, common sense, but common sense ain't so common anymore. So
what is common sense nowadays?
Yeah, so it's like, all right, we're gonna go in and we're gonna trounce France. Oh, really? Are you Piers Morgan? I don't think so.
I think France have just got far too many.
If we do
players.
win on Saturday, I hope you're both up for a chat next week.
Oh yes, I will be.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm still gonna be standing by what I say.
Yeah,
because I just it'll be like odds to win for England have to be the lowest they have been in a long time.
Our odds to beat Germany last year in the run to the final of the Euros.
That's Germany.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if you're saying it like that, Germany's odds were way higher than ours.
Then that's even worse for you guys because France are how much better than that German side? And you guys were supposed to lose to them? France is how much better than them, Johnno?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, gotta be realistic. I went in against the Netherlands like, we have to be picture perfect to freaking beat them. Clearly, we were not. You guys have to be picture perfect to beat France.
So
because that German side wasn't anything special.
I'm looking at the odds for the England versus France game on Saturday.
If I bet £50, how much would I win?
So for France?
No, for England.
Oh, for England. So for England, let me see. So 50, you get £145 back.
That's it.
Yep.
The Football Nation does not support betting.
Johnno's just putting that out there.
Yes, we don't support betting. If you do bet, remember when the fun stops, stop.
Yeah. If Alphabet want to sponsor somebody, though, we're open.
Contact us at this place.
Here, Betway, MGM Grand, any of y'all.
Skybet.
Oh, no.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the first Football Nation podcast. As Gormy said at the start, there's going to be a lot coming to you in the next few weeks. I'll go around the team now. Where can we find you, Chris?
You can now only find me on Twitter, Chris_Watt89, and soon to be on YouTube and on the Football Nation as well.
Yes, and Gormy, where can we find you? I think you've got some news about changing some stuff recently, haven't you? Moved on.
Yeah. You guys can find me at Gormy on Twitter, YouTube. That is honestly it. Now you guys will find me on Football Nation as well because I will be doing a video a week for Football Nation. If you guys tweet at us, you guys will probably hear from one of us three on Twitter as the whole team is able to communicate with you guys on Twitter. So definitely feel free to tweet questions or whatnot to us. And we can potentially even get it in a video in the near future, depending on what it is. But yeah, you guys can catch me at Gormy on Twitter if you guys need anything, or Gormy on YouTube, where I do cover Football Manager content. So if you guys like the gaming side of the beautiful game, you guys can catch me there doing stuff for that. But yeah, how about you, Johnno? Where can people catch the great pizziella that makes the best duck pizza in Britain?
It's not duck pizza anymore because they couldn't get the stock in. So we've not done duck pizza for about 2 months. But you can find me at Pizza Express at Johnno.tv.
Sponsor.
And Johnno.tv, and you can catch me in my new role on RTL as kind of an overseer of the brand at Road to Legends as well, which you can support them tonight. And that's where you can find me, guys. So we're going to raid over to someone now, and we will see you next week or in the week with some lovely videos. Make sure you check all our socials. You've all been legends. We'll see you next week.